We're recording now.
Colleen?
The meeting tonight is for the conduct of town business by the town board. The public is invited to participate at the items marked on the agenda, public comment. During that segment of the meeting, if you have a question or comment for the supervisor, please raise your hand and wait to be acknowledged. Please state your full name and limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation. This is the first meeting of the month. It will be a Zoom meeting due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Thank you, Colleen. Appreciate it.
You're
Let's
welcome.
stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
Pledge
to the flag
to the
of the
flag
United States of America,
States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A moment of silence for our brave men and women fighting all over the world for democracy and freedom. And our first responders, police officers, emergency,
Excuse me.
and everybody on the front lines, nurses and doctors during this COVID pandemic.
I'm getting a little echo, Al. I don't know.
Yes. Yes.
I don't think it's me, but
I don't think it is either.
No, everybody's echoing.
okay. Well, let's move forward with the echoing.
I don't know that we can.
So should we go back out and come back in?
I see Eddie's machine is frozen.
Yeah. Ed's still got his hand over his heart.
Yeah, it's frozen.
Should I remove him and see what happens?
Yeah. Kate, you want to put your
Okay.
on mute?
Tess, is that better?
Yeah.
Yes, that's better.
Yeah.
I was on my Uconnect, so it might have been me.
Okay.
Could somebody
All right, we'll
text
get
Eddie and tell him to come back on, please?
Yeah, I'll text them.
Thanks, Scott.
Okay. Motion to approve the agenda, please.
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, gentlemen. Motion to approve minutes from the January 25th, 2021 Town Board meeting. Need a motion to accept those minutes?
I'll make that motion.
Need a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Scott. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Authorized payment of the bills in the amount of $302,980.45. I need a motion to approve payment of the bills, gentlemen.
I make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Thank you very much. Any comments on the agenda?
My apologies to Ed, Scott. I don't know if that fixed it or
Yeah.
not. Is he coming back on?
I told him to sign back in, so hopefully it is.
All right.
Okay.
Did we lose Alan too?
No, yeah, we might have. He said he might have have to go, so.
Yeah, okay. So it's just.
I thought he was gonna be here till 7:30, but, so we'll play it as we go. We have a quorum, so
Okay.
the three of us, and then when it gets back on, that'd be great. Don't have any presentations. So we'll move right into the report of departments and board. Supervisor report for January 2021. First of all, I want to put out a big shout out for John Alonji and his crew for doing just a great job in both hamlets in Marlborough and Milton, cleaning the sidewalks and going beyond. Never seen that before. So
Yeah, I want to add to that. The Marlborough Village looks great. I haven't checked Milton, but
yeah,
great tonight.
Milton looked great too. He
Yeah.
did a fantastic
Yeah.
job.
cleaned
There's
it
a lot
right.
of snow they removed, I can tell you that. That was a lot
Yeah,
of snow.
and they took care of the sidewalks too, which
Yeah,
was
yeah.
amazing.
Looks fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. So big shout out to John Alongi and his crew. Weekly conference call with the Ulster County Representative Mark Ryder to discuss COVID updates. That's every Wednesday. I usually join those calls. Additional discussion with Mark Ryder and Neil Smoller, Councilman Baker, and Ulster County Legislator Corcoran on the possible vaccination distributed to Marlborough seniors who are undeserved because of lack of transportation or inability to access or utilize technology. Met with representative of a dance camera project, Michelle Hook, discussed the status of Article 10. I met with Councilman Baker and Trail Committee members to discuss next phase on the Marlborough Nature Trail. That would include more property to on the Tilkine side. Conference call with Dennis Larios to discuss the Milton Sewer dechlorination project that has to move forward. That is a criteria of DEC, and so we're moving forward with that. Just signed a voucher for $8,000 for that engineering. Talked to Dennis in length about it, how we may take down the costs of the actual capital fund, and a lot of the work probably could be done. I'm going to talk to John Alongi with our excavator and stuff like that, so I think we could save a lot of money on that moving forward, and with an engineer there, like one of Dennis's guys.
Oh, Eddie's calling me. Hold on. He can't get in.
Yeah, no, I don't know how to fix that either. I kicked him off and I don't think he can get back on because I'm the host.
That's what he's saying.
I don't know how to fix that. Does anybody have any idea how to fix that?
Does he have to put in the code? Tell him to write the code down, and then he probably has to manually enter the code.
Mhm.
Probably ask him for meeting ID. He probably has to put that in. Or tell him to bounce, but he's already out. Go back to his email, reopen his email, and hit the original invitation.
Try to come in through that way. Yeah.
You gotta log in again. He's gotta log in again. I did it a couple times.
Okay.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, Scott.
Hold on. Here, hold on. Go ahead, Eddie, speak.
All right, I went out of the meeting, went all the way out of the Zoom meeting, came back in, signed in with my name and my password. Then when I clicked, it said join meeting with video. You are unable to join this meeting because you were previously removed by the host.
Well, we can hear him now.
Yeah.
3 times now I did this.
Hmm.
All right, I'm not sure what to do.
Send him a new link. Send him a new
Sure.
invitation.
Yeah, but I think Howard, because you removed me, they won't let me back in. It's like I've been thrown out.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. So how do I send him a new invitation, Jerry? It's going to have a different session ID, right? It's not going to come into this meeting.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I don't know.
I don't know how to fix that either.
I'm sorry, Eddie. It just. we
Did
were
he get
getting-
in through his cell phone? Could he just do the cell
But here's the
phone
thing.
thing? I mean, as long as we have his voice.
I left on my own. This is the first time Howard threw me out.
He didn't
Yeah,
throw
we
you
have-
out. You were locked up. That's why.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, he pushed me out. I would have went out on my own.
Oh.
But once you don't go out on your own, they won't let you back in.
Well, can we, Eddie, can we continue with you on speakerphone?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be fine.
I can leave Eddie on phone like this if you want.
That'd
would
be
work.
good.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't really see a way to. I will
You can
continue
just stay
to
on the
look.
phone and you could hear and everything, right?
Let me
All
see
right,
if I can invite.
Stay on the phone while we move forward, and Howard will, in the background, try to figure out how to get you on.
Yeah.
Okay, so I left off with conference call with Dennis Larios. I had a discussion with Lenny Kahn about the Kahn storage project, about water supply and fire safety requirements. We talked about this before, bringing water up that Allen. Remember that we would
Yep.
bring up water that way and then go to Chestnut, I guess.
Yeah.
Make that loop. So I answer him right away, and I get a desktop calculation from Dennis, and I sent that off to Mr. Khan. Hopefully it did some help, and also I referred him to Chief Nieder and Chief Transalita as far as the sprinkler system. Had a discussion with the Senior Citizen President Anna Rhodes about seniors' needs and concerns, especially regarding COVID. Attended planning board meetings, attended town Marlborough Police Reform meeting and with Councilman Baker and Chief Kokoza and committee members. That's coming along great thanks to Chief Kokoza and the committee and Howard Baker. Attended monthly meetings of the Ulster County Supervisor and respectfully Al Lanzetta Supervisor. So moving forward, the next one is the building inspector. And Tom, maybe you could add a little bit more to our conversations with our friend in Woodstock.
Okay. So start off with the building department's report, month end of January 2021. Certificate of occupancy 6, request for informations 15, building extensions 2, fire inspections 15, fire calls 1, ZBA applications 1, order to remedy 6, complaints 22, burn permits issued 19. Building permits, we had 7 addition renovations, 1 barn, 19 burn permits, 3 decks, 2 electrical, 1 generator, 1 hot tub, 3 roofs, 2 sheds, 1 solar panel. Total permits 40, estimated cost of building $240,994. January's revenues, certificate of occupancy 900, permit extensions 389, building permits 2618, request for information 1500, fire inspections 1220, burn fees 40, ZBA applications 300, ZBA escrow 700, total revenues $7,667.60. Total miles was 1020 with a total gas usage of 70 gallons.
Any questions for Tom for the building report? Tom, could you put your hat on?
Yep. So Ulster County, from last week to this week, we have 9,921 confirmed cases. That's up 292 cases from last week. We have 2,302 active. Believe it or not, that is down 77 people from last week. So we went down in active cases. Unfortunately, we added 6 deaths for a total of 219, and we had 7,400 people recovered. County tested 255,679 people this week. In comparison to last week, that's up 8,045. So an additional 8,000 people were tested this week. Marlborough itself, we had 613 confirmed cases. That's up 33 cases from last week, which was 580. We have 159 active cases in Marlborough right now, which is up 5 cases from last week. Unfortunately, we had 1 additional death for a total of 6. And from start to date, we had 448 people recovered. What we've been doing together is putting together with a private pharmacy, private individual up in Woodstock, to get him down here to vaccinate our seniors. With that, over the last week or so, we're working with Walgreens, both out of Highland and Poughkeepsie. And most recently, Howard told me today he had gone to, where'd you go, Howard?
Oh, the one we went to, the one up in Amsterdam.
Up in Amsterdam, all right, yeah.
They're
So
all over the place, but that's the only one we could get into.
Right. So this past week, we started the week out with most of our appointments in Highland. We got about a dozen people or more into Highland. As the week went on, Highland became sporadic, and we started pushing seniors over to Poughkeepsie. That started happening with appointments. We've got appointments even coming up this week. And then Howard had told me he got to Amsterdam. So yeah, so that website has been working. Certain times it's been up and down. We found that if you logged on at midnight when they reset their clock at 12:01, a lot of the appointments opened up, and then after that they were gone. So seniors at 12 midnight is a tough thing. So we were getting that. So had my Aunt Sharon Broder's been helping me. She's been helping individuals on the backside, getting people through this. So I say we've probably done about 30 or 35 seniors on the last 3 or 4 days through, again, Highland and Poughkeepsie, and what we can get done. We've got people logging on tonight, and we'll working with them tonight. No total confirmation on what day, how many vaccines are coming. I could say that we are on the short list for the individual from the private pharmacy to come down from Woodstock. We are on a short list. So I anticipate that sometime soon. And we're working on, again, those individuals that have trouble transporting to and actually logging on or not having any access to the computer. Again, and we're pushing as many as we can through Walgreens and helping them through, our way of getting them registered. So through that, it's been moving along. So, I mean, it's not great, but it's what we've got. And that's what we're working with right now. So, as many as we get through Walgreens is the least amount we've got here. And hopefully in the next day or two, we'll have a day, maybe a number, and be able to reach out to some of the local residents, the local seniors, and get them transported and get them vaccinated.
That would just be great, because during our texting, find out that a lot of seniors are not very computer savvy, and they really, those are the people that we really have to get if we get those numbers from our Woodstock friend, to get those people involved and get them down here to get their vaccination. So and in dealing with all this, I'm glad to report, Tom, as you know, that Jenny's Garden 1 and 2 and the Milton Harvest have been vaccinated. So that's a good thing. That entails a lot of our seniors. So that's a good thing. So yeah, we're moving forward. And so I found out that after probably January the 15th, the comorbidity, you could actually get on then for that. If you have some ailments, heart problems or something like that, you could get on after the 15th of January and on to those sites.
February.
Yeah, February. This month.
The 15th of February, they're gonna expand it to that. Yeah, to more individuals. They're opening it up a little bit more.
So,
I can tell you just from personal experience with Walgreens, once we got there, it was great. It was a very smooth process and no problem whatsoever. It's great. And I think Jerry got vaccinated. And are you the last guy on your team to get vaccinated, Jerry?
No, there was a bunch of us that went on this past Friday to Kingston.
And that worked out great too, right?
Yeah, it was set up very well. It was quick in, quick out.
Well, from what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and how we've set it up, the process has been great, whether it's been in the private pharmacies, in the public pharmacies, in the counties. It's been great. It's just a matter of getting the vaccines from the state through the federal government and being distributed. Because again, we've been set at the county for months to do 50,000 a month. If we had the vaccine, Ulster County's 180,000 people would have been done in 3 months. We would have been done.
Right.
And sooner with the help of Walgreens and the private pharmacies. But it's the lack of, and that's the unfortunate part right now.
Yeah.
Eddie has something to say.
Thank you.
Eddie.
Tommy, I've been going on Walgreens for a couple of 5 or 6 days now because I'm 65. Is there any other way to do it or some other thing, some other method?
I don't know if you heard me, but you unfortunately, you have to log on at midnight at 12:01 to actually when they restart the clock. And I found that out months ago, even when I was going for COVID testing, on a biweekly matter, when I worked through everything, you'd log on at midnight just.
Froze. You froze. I can't hear him.
So at midnight is your best opportunity to get onto that Walgreens site. As long as you have your account set up with Walgreens at 12 o'clock, get on there and start hitting it. Your primary would be Highland, and then it rolls you to Poughkeepsie and whatever other option you might have because you're mobile to get there. Like Howard had said, you might have to go a little further, but if there's an availability, I'd say grab it. But the secret, unfortunately or not, is that midnight time when they reset their clock for appointments at midnight.
Eddie, one tip I can give you, Eddie.
I didn't hear it, but Howard, give him the tip.
The tip is, Ed, when you go into the Walgreens app, instead of putting a zip code in there, put New York State in there. It'll give you
Okay.
a wider swath of places to choose from.
Okay.
So that's where the Amsterdam things pop up. And it's not just Poughkeepsie or Highland, it's all of the state. And upstate, they have more availability, is my experience.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Tom. Appreciate it.
All right.
Chief, can you do your report or?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Monthly report for January 2021. Personal injury auto accidents 4, fatal 0, property damage accidents 21 for a total of 25 for the month. Vehicle and traffic summonses issued 62. Parking violations issued 2. Total blotter entries 1,694 with a total of 20 arrests for the month. Telephone calls handled 1,906 calls. There was 24 hours of overtime for part-time dispatchers. Police mileage for the month, 9,912 miles with a fuel consumption of 1,170.601 gallons. We had one use of force report that was to dispatch a deer, and we've had 0 civilian complaints for the month of January. Everybody is well aware of the accident that we had with 209. If there's any questions on that while I have service, I'll try and answer them.
Just thank you for the update on the overdose in the county also that you sent the board today.
Yep, I shared that report today as soon as I got it with the board. Yep.
Those numbers, Jerry, I went over that report quick. Those numbers are staggering.
Yeah.
Yep.
In conversations, they're attributing that to the COVID pandemic, everybody being home, everybody having a lot of time on their hands. And unfortunately, the addicts are using the drugs. Fentanyl hasn't gone away. It's still out there and still easy to get.
Yeah, scary. But I mean,
Yeah.
looking at last year was, to me, I was dumbfounded by that increase. I was just,
Yeah, I was too. It's
Huge numbers, yeah.
very
Does,
huge number.
does the counteractive drug work on the new fentanyl?
Yes.
Narcan, it
just-
still works?
Yep, it just takes more of it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I saw there was a bunch of 2 doses in there. There was multiple Narcan, administered.
Right.
Yeah. I've seen as many as 4.
Wow.
You know what was kind of sobering for me too, looking at these numbers, is the average came out to be 37 years old, but I looked at the 50s, the 50 to 60
Yeah.
group, huge. I mean,
Yep.
they pulled that average up. It was amazing to see that age demographic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty
a
sad.
national trend. Jerry, while you're still on, before we lose you, I think what you and I want to say to the board is that we're close to having the report to them, and that we might want to have our next town board meeting as a public meeting, public review meeting of some kind.
Yeah, so the police reform committee has everything almost done. There's some typing and straightening out of stuff that needs to be finished up. But once that's ready, we're ready to present it to the town board. And then it has to go to a public hearing before you can accept it via resolution.
So we'll send it out to the board before our next meeting, but do we want to have our next town board meeting as the public review meeting, or do you want to do it the one after that? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking if we can get the report available to the public in time for that meeting, then they'll have the ability to review it, and then you could have that public meeting. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I don't know, you and I will work on that, but Al, that's I think I'd like to try to have that public meeting at our next town board meeting.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
If
So
if
we'll
you're
work
ready for it. Let me just ask one question. Does any of this have to go to like David Weiss, our legal representative?
Well, I don't know. We have a lawyer on the committee, and he did just dump a whole lot of updates to me today. Very good ones, no problem, no complaints. But he's not a David Weiss kind of lawyer. I don't know.
Well, let me know. So, I mean, that might, push it back or push it ahead maybe in
Yeah,
March.
okay,
So we want to make sure we do it right, and we make sure that, you know, he represents us and he knows about our union. So that's a big thing.
right.
I don't think it would hurt to explain to him what we have to do. I'm sure he's well aware of it.
Yeah, I'm sure he
And
is.
ask him if that's something to review.
Right. I would do it kind of concurrently with sending it out to you guys, send it to him too at the same time and see if.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
It's,
I'll have more for you in a couple of days because like I said, I did get a lot of updates from him today, recommendations, and Jerry's out for the next couple of days and I have to clean up some things with Jerry also, language. So it's probably going to be Friday before I get it out to you guys.
Okay, so with that being said, would the board mind me passing that along to legal to David Weiss? Do I have your permission to do that?
Yeah, once we get it, I think it's a good idea, right? To pass it over to Dave and have him look it over. It wouldn't hurt, that's for sure.
Okay,
So I'm okay with that.
so
I'm good.
can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that once the committee gets the report back to the board, that the supervisor brings it to our attorney, David Wise, to check it over.
I'll
Need a
second that.
second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Thank you, Ed. Okay,
Always good to help out.
Eddie, can you hear us fine?
I can hear you guys fine. Yeah.
Okay, you just have
Still
to
need me
speak up
on
a
the
little.
phone, Eddie? I got you on my phone still. You still need to be on
Yeah, I
the,
think that's the only way I can speak. I can see you on my phone, but I
okay,
can't speak.
okay. I leave it.
okay, so
All right.
somebody want to do John Alongi or we can all, the three of us? Yes, Chief.
Jerry has a question.
Nope, just want to say good night. I'm going to log out because I'm about 8 seconds away from losing service. You guys have a great night, and I'll see you in a couple days.
All right,
Okay.
stay
Bye.
safe.
All right, Jerry.
All right, bye.
Behave yourself, Jerry.
Absolutely.
Right.
So fun.
I could do John's, I guess. I got it here. I'm just bringing it up.
Okay, thank you, Scott.
All right, let me get it here. Gotta get my glasses on though, you know.
Oh, you're getting old.
I'm getting old. All right. Highway Superintendent John Alongi. Monthly report, January 2021. Roads, we continue to install coal patch where needed throughout the town. We did the road patrols, inspection, catch basins, and ditch lines. Also removed tires and garbage from along the roads. We completed our yearly roadside Christmas tree pickup. Drainage, on 1/8, we replaced a 30-foot by 12-inch PVC pipe on Upper Bailey's Gap and also ditched along the sides of the road. Brush weed, we finished our over the rail mowing throughout the town. We trimmed and chipped trees and brushed several locations on 119 through 122. We had a crew open up a town right away on Idlewild Road. Snow and ice on 1-3, we had a freezing rain and called all men in to salt, sand, all runs. On 126, we received 5 inches of snow and all runs were placed, plowed and salted. Winter storm Arlena, we received 18 plus inches of snow. We pre-treated on 131 and spent 3 days salting and plowing all the town roads. The storm and cleanup continued into February. New York State issued a state of emergency. Hats off to the crew for doing a great job during the storm. Shared services, we assist the water department with the water main break on 115 at Main Street and St. James Church. We also assisted with another on 126 on Milton Turnpike. Fuel usage, gas, 236.082 gallons, diesel, 1,561.99 gallons. Respectively submitted, John Alongi, Highway Superintendent.
Thank you, Scott.
Dude, Charlie, if you can hear me.
I could hear you. I don't know if everybody could hear you.
What is that? What is that?
Ed said he could do Charlie's.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Can't hear him.
63 million gallons, which is daily usage of 514,000 gallons.
we're gonna have to skip him.
15,091 million gallons, which is a daily usage of.
Scott, we can't hear him, so
Can't hear him? They
Yeah.
can't hear you, Ed. I don't know.
All
what-
right, then somebody else will have to do it.
All right.
I'll read it. I'll read it. Water report from Charlie Mugeo, monthly report for January. Water consumption total 15.963 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 514,600 compared to last month, 15,091 million gallons, which is a daily usage of 486,806. Compared to a year ago, water consumption was 16.3 million gallons for the month, which is a daily usage of 526,000 gallons. Summary for the month, hydrants. We also had to rebuild a hydrant on South Street and Latintown Road in Marlborough. Water mains, we had to repair an 8-inch water main on Main Street and an 8-inch water main on Milton Turnpike and an 8-inch Old Indian Road pipe with the help of the Highway Department. Service line, we had to repair a service line on Grand Street. Curb boxes, we had to repair curb boxes on Old Post Road on Orange Street. We had to repair the roads where we had water main breaks with cold patch. Storage tanks had to do a temporary repair on pinhole leak at the Western Avenue storage tank. Service line inspections, closings 9, markups 20, gallons of gas 210, gallons of diesel 25, mileage for the month 1,400 miles. That's it.
Thank you, Howard. Appreciate it. Town Clerk Colleen?
Town clerk monthly report for January 2021. Burn permits 1 for $65. Conservation 1 for $8.36. Dog licenses 18 for a total of $95. Tow licenses 2 for $500. Transfer station permits 21 for $1,245. Punch cards 34 for $2,445. Building department fees, 1 for $11,660.50. Fire fees, 1 for $795. Accident reports, 17 for $85. Certified copies, 6 for $250, for a grand total of $17,148.86.
Thank you very much, Colleen.
You're
Great
welcome.
job, by the way. How did everything go with the taxes?
It went. I just got done paying you off on Friday, so the town now has all their money, almost $8 million.
Okay.
And I start paying the Department of Finance tomorrow. So yeah, it went smoothly. It was hectic, but everything went well. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Excellent
Everybody
job.
was actually happy that we were open to the public and I was open on the weekends, and we had a lot of, thankful residents. So I was happy that, they were
They
happy.
were able
that
to
we
pay
were
their
able-
taxes.
Yes, well, they're never happy about that, but they were happy
Hey,
that
I'm
they
paying my
could.
taxes.
They were happy they could come in person. They weren't happy about paying it, but
I
since the
know,
school
I
was
know exactly
closed,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
they were,
Mail to Buffalo.
yeah,
You
and
guys
yeah, they
do
didn't
a
have to mail them
great
to
job.
Buffalo.
And
Thank you.
I noticed that Penny actually chipped in and helped you guys. So
Yes, she has been a tremendous help. Aunt Sharon, as everybody knows, she's elderly. She's afraid of COVID.
yeah, I don't blame her.
So yeah, Penny's helped me on the weekends. She's helped me, when she has free time from the building department. She's been amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
we really appreciate all her help.
We got a
We
good
couldn't have
team.
done
down
it. Literally couldn't have done it without her.
Yeah, we got a
So,
great team down there. Everybody helping each other, especially during COVID. Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Hey, Al, I just want to check, there's a new gentleman. Manny, is that you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good looking man down there. Okay, I'm just gonna change I'm gonna rename you to Manny, okay?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So water quality management. For the month of January 2021, both the Marlborough and Milton wastewater treatment plants complied with all the Speedy's requirements. The following are monthly statistics for both plants. The Marlborough water WWTP average daily flow is 120,000 gallons per day, about 69% of the design capacity. Average BOD removal was 98%. Average suspended solid removal was 97%. In the Milton water WWTP average daily flow was 30,000 gallons per day, about 55% design capacity. Average BOD removal was 99%. Average suspended solid removal was 96%. Both the Marlborough and Milton plants operated normally during the month of January without any major changes or events. We received the approved design plans from Bernier and Larios Engineering Firm for a dechlorination system for the Milton treatment plant. This information has been relayed to the New York State DEC, and our next step is to complete construction by August 2022. We will begin repairs of the Marlborough greenhouse roof as soon as weather permits. Overall, both wastewater treatment plants are in good working order, but getting older. If you need any additional information, please do not hesitate to contact me. Stay safe and be healthy. And that's from Julian Falco, Water Quality Management. Thank you very much, Julian. I can read the dog thing too. So Town of Marlborough Dog Control, and this is from Andrew McKay. We received a total of 9 calls this month, including 2 calls to service for Marlborough PD, State Police, and Ulster County Sheriff. Responded to 2 active complaints or cases which are now closed or resolved. We currently have 3 open cases that have been addressed but are ongoing or unresolved. We impounded 0 dogs this month. There were 0 dog bites reported this month. We currently have 0 dog in kennel. We have 0 cases in Marlborough Justice Court at this time. I would like to urge residents to please be cautious when leaving your dogs outside in this frigid temperature, as we are in the coldest months of the year. And that's a great report. And while I'm on the road, I'll do the assessment. I'll do all the short ones. This is from Cindy Hilbert. We prepared 7 property tax estimates. We proceeded 19 real property transfers. We worked on 2 agriculture rollbacks. We have been working with the school district managing the Ulster County IDA pilot projects. We are continuing to work on collecting our new construction and verifying our sales data. We are sending out reminder notices for the agriculture exemption and nonprofit exemptions this week. The filing deadline is March 1st, 2021. And Howard, Planning Board.
Planning Board review, meeting January 4th, 2021 at 7:30 PM via Zoom. Everybody was there. Approval of the stenographic minutes for 12/6/2020 were done. Approval for the above minutes was granted unanimously. Alden Carol Link, 30 Green Street Lane, Milton, public hearing subdivision. Public hearing was held with limited participation for members of the community. The board approved to have Attorney Jeff Battistoni prepare a resolution of approval for the next meeting. Next item was Gorino subdivision on Latin Town Road, Milton, public hearing and subdivision. The public hearing was held with no participation from members of the community. The board approved to have Attorney Jeff Battistoni prepare a resolution of approval for the next meeting. Mason subdivision, 89 Peach Lane, Marlborough preliminary subdivision. The board reviewed and discussed the project's erosion and sediment control plan, driveway locations, stormwater prevention plan, and septic approval. A public hearing was scheduled to be held on February 1st, 2021. Discussion with that lawyer, engineer, and/or stenographer, Christy Savage, Plattekill Road, Marlborough Events Business. Mr. Savage sought advice on how to proceed with plans for an events space at the above address. She was provided with the appropriate information on how to move forward. Second item was review of the site plan checklist. The board continued to work on revising the site plan checklist for applicants. It was agreed to provide the consultants with the most recent version of the revised checklist for review. Next deadline, Friday, January 8th, 2021. Next scheduled meeting, Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. And then the meeting minutes for that January 19th, 2021 meeting. Everyone was there. The approval of the above minutes happened with unanimously. First item on the agenda was Alden Carol Link, 30 Green Tree Lane, Milton, final subdivision. The project was approved via resolution unanimously. Second item was Gorino subdivision, Latin Town Road, Milton, final subdivision. Project was approved via resolution unanimously. The next item was HSC Milton Limited Liability Corporation, Dollar General, Route 9W Milton sketch site plan lot line. The board reviewed the project's stormwater prevention plan, sanitary sewer disposal system, proposed irrigation systems, and discussed the possibility of sprinkles located inside the proposed structure. The applicant provided updated maps which clarified previously discussed concerns. It was agreed the project could be sent to the Ulster County Planning Board for their review. Public hearing for this project will be scheduled for Tuesday, February 16th, 2021. Discussion without lawyer, engineer, and stenographer. The planning board term discussions. After a brief discussion was held in regards to the current and proposed terms of planning board members, all members of the planning board agreed the simplest solution of the current 5-year term would be to institute a 7-year term for each member so that only one vacancy occurs each year. It was pointed out during the discussion, New York State law prescribes this 7-member 7-year term as their default practice, which local municipalities can override. However, all agreed the 7-year term would best suit the planning board and the town of Marlborough moving forward. The next item was the review of the site plan checklist. The engineer and attorney both indicated they would provide feedback on the updated checklist at the next meeting. Next deadline, Friday, January 22nd, 2021. Next scheduled meeting, Monday, February 1st, 2021. Respectfully submitted, Chris Brand, Chairman, Town of Marlborough Planning Board. That's it.
Thank you very much, Howard. Appreciate it.
Yep.
So moving right along to,
Hang on a second. I got to get 2 people in the room here.
okay,
Jeff McKeel and Bridget Supernova.
okay. Welcome all. So we're going to the report of the committees. The first one is the Recreation Committee.
One thing on the recreation now is up at the Tomback, as I was telling you last meeting, the baseball teams and players have been using the batting cages still. We have an issue with the door right now. The keypad for the door does not work anymore.
Really?
You know, the little punch, the thing is 35 years old.
Yep.
It finally does not work anymore. I actually had Jerry go up there today with Gary to see if there was anything they could possibly do. They could not. We contacted a locksmith, took pictures, send it to him, and he's going to get back to us if he can fix it or if he can't fix it and what the price is going to be. But as of right now, pretty much no one could get into the garage building. I mean, we can because we have keys to the main building.
Right.
But I don't want to be giving out keys to the main building, right?
No.
So,
I agree.
so, well, once we get that, we'll send it out to the whole board and see if it's something we want to do, but we got to figure out something to do there. Right now, the doors don't work.
How often is it used, Scott, would you say?
Just about every day.
For several hours every day?
Yeah, they book like an hour to 2 hour slots.
Mhm.
And, you know, they have four or five people at a time going in there.
And
It's
it's
a
all
lot of
day.
travel teams from the local travel teams from Marlborough.
Yep.
Some of the younger kids, some of the kids now starting to want to start getting ready because they think they're going to have baseball season again. So they were starting to want to get in there. So that site that we opened up has been, you know, they use it and they book the hours and they've been going in. It's been working out really, really good, actually. So
Yeah, that's what I hear. So,
I just hope we could get this fixed quick because then no one really can get in right now. So
Well,
Hey, Scott. Hey,
should be no
Scott.
problem with the funding from the building funding or even the recreation.
yeah, I mean, I think we have it. It's just, is it gonna, you know, we'll see what the price is, right? Is it
Right.
worth fixing it or is it worth just putting something different there at this point? That's what we got to figure out.
Most of
Hey,
the
Scott,
time-
is it an aluminum door?
It's aluminum. It's a steel door. Old, it's like that. It's from the original building, right? 30
Yeah.
plus years. Oh,
Maybe more.
that was the extension. The garage that was the extension. So it was added on. But I mean, that was 30 plus
40.
years, right? 40 years.
Yep.
And it's
So-
got an old keypad. It's really old.
So Scott, can I just ask, so when they go in there and do the baseball, people go to their chaperone? I mean, there's older people in there.
Oh, yeah.
going
They're
there
all,
asking, making sure that Everybody's being safe.
Yeah, they all have to, they know they have to wear a mask. I mean, obviously, if the kids are hitting, that's when they take their mask off. But when they're not hitting, they gotta have their mask on. All the adults in there have their masks. So they've been really good about it. So,
And
you
when
know, they don't want to lose it. They don't want to lose their spot. So they want to make sure that they concur to the rules.
So when they bat, they use their gloves, so this way, or did
Yeah,
they
well,
clean the bats, or?
it's
I
their
don't-
own bats. They
Okay.
only have their own bats. They don't share bats.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they bring their
The
own.
old days when we used to just get whatever was in the bag, those days are over.
They have two or three each one.
Yeah, those days are over.
I'm out of touch. Sorry about that. Howard, do you have anything on recreation?
No, should I? I don't
Well,
think so.
I think just what I said in the beginning with my report, that we met with the trail
Yes.
committee and
Yes. I'm
trying
sorry.
to extend the trail, and hopefully in March, we'll have Tilcom representative come up and we could
Right.
discuss what we talked about at that meeting.
It would be a great trail to the south. It would be fantastic, but
Yeah.
and it would take very little work, I think, to make it a trail. So, but
Okay.
we'll have more when we talk to Tilcom.
The Emergency Management Preparedness Committee. I know that I received a emergency for the COVID that we have to have from New Paltz, from Neil, and myself and Alan Koenig, Councilman Koenig, looked at it. It was pretty good. So we changed a few things and we sent them off to our union representatives who have to buy into it or to look at it at least. So I'm waiting on them to give the okay from the police department, the highway department, the dispatchers. So once I get that, I think that we'll be okay on that. CAC, there's no report. They're not meeting because of COVID. IT committee, anything?
I think I was just gonna say, I think it's about the time of the year that we should all get together and have our yearly meeting.
Yeah, we can do that on Zoom.
Yeah, so we'll have to have a Zoom meeting. I was thinking maybe next week when Jerry's away now, so I want to make sure.
Yeah.
He'll be back in a few days, but still,
Thursday.
maybe we could send a note out and then Howard could set up a Zoom meeting for us, right, Howard?
Sounds
And
great. Sounds great.
we'll figure it out, but we have to go over what we can possibly, I mean, although we did replace pretty much everything last year, but
We did.
there's always
And-
something.
And hallelujah, my monitor is going to come in now. So I hear.
Finally, it
Yeah.
only took 6 months.
Yep. A lot of things are in demand because of COVID and people working from home, as you could
Yep.
imagine. Thank you, Scott.
All right.
Milton Train Station Foundation. I don't have no report there. Alan's not here, but we have no report on the Milton Landing Citizens Committee either. I think basically we're waiting for the South Pier, waiting for the weather to break, and waiting for Arden to get going on that. Hopefully we'll complete that South Pier in the spring.
Yep, we better.
We better. So that's it. Marlborough Hamlet Economic Development Committee. I have no report on that. Meet me in Marlborough. You have anything, Howard? I
No, I don't
know
have it.
they have a Valentine thing going, so.
Yeah, they're you should check out their website. It's really good. All the local, a lot of the local businesses have plans for Valentine's, particularly the wineries and the restaurants have nice offerings for Valentine's Day.
So check it out. Meet me in Marlborough. I have no report on the Hammond and Milton Associated Committee. Transfer station, anything going on there, Howard?
No, I haven't been up there in a while. I don't know of anything new. Maybe you want to update on the Nexamp, but
Yeah, so the Lexan is going great. I just had a talk with Michael. We're hoping that with everything going the way it is, he's hoping that once the weather breaks, he'll get a survey team up there. He's got the allotment from Central Hudson, which he's really happy about. And they'll do the survey and hopefully we'll break ground in the fall, early fall. So that's like 6 years in the work, but I think it's going to happen. It looks very good, very promising. So that's
Well,
going to
that's the solar project for people on the phone that don't know, but
Yeah, I think it's about a 1.6 to 2 megawatt project on the landfill. So that's really great news. Everything is going good. We had that box that Tina found with all the closing of the landfill. And a gentleman came in and he found everything he needed. So that was great. And so, yeah, we're moving forward on it. I think it's very exciting. I mean, I'm really excited about it. And we should all be excited about it. It's really going to help the community. And we talked about the police reform committee.
nothing new. I mean, a lot of work's being done, but I'll have more information for you by the end of the week, hopefully. I'm sorry, it's just that, I've gotten a lot of pretty good feedback from the committee members. It takes a while for them to get back to me sometimes, but it's significant and they need to have the time to do it. So I'm taking that feedback now and incorporating into the report, which I hope to have done by Friday.
Yeah. And on a side note, I saw Mr. Purcelli today. He looks great. It's amazing today what they could do, but he looks really good. So he's recovered from whatever, ailment he has. We talk quite a bit. So
good.
It's had a rough year. It's been a rough year with COVID with Mr. Purcelli and his family,
Yep.
Some of us are very fortunate. Old business, Tom back. I contacted Scoofus and Jacob's office. The process is moving along, but as you can imagine, probably the capital won't be there, the contracts won't be there until after April, after the state budget is adopted. So that's the news I got on that. I mean, we have almost $1 million in member items between the new police car and the Tomback building. On the other note, we just received a check for the phase 2 completion of the Scartatos Larkin member item for the $500,000 to do 2,600 feet of low pressure sewer line. So I just received the last payment on that. So they are, whatever you have in contract, they're actually paying, to complete the contract. And I just got an email just the other day to complete the Senator Larkin with the all-inclusive playground, which was around $35,000. So that'll be coming back. The other thing I could report on is that, we've been looking at different grants and talking to Senator Scoofus about our failing infrastructure as far as our Marlborough sewer plant. So we've been trying to get a hold of some money and some kind of member item to help with that also. And there's a bunch of things. He sent me a form to ask me how much what is needed for the town of Marlborough. Believe me, that list is long. So I'm trying to cut it down a little bit. But that's good news. So hopefully we'll get those contracts and we'll move forward on this year, 2021, on the Tomback Rehabilitation Center. There's no report on the water district improvement. We're going to go through short-term rentals. We have the resolution tonight on short-term rentals. In dialogue with Tom Corcoran, our building inspector, myself, and our legal. I think what's in front of you with this resolution that we're presenting tonight, I think it's a good piece of legislation. I think the building inspector agrees with me. It's a move forward. I think, if you read it and you try to understand it, it's very well done. So moving forward, the public employee emergency plan is what I talked about before. I sent that to all the unions to get them to look at it. On new business, I didn't change the agenda, but I just want to bring up that I did call Dan Rusk up to see how that whole process was going with the emailing of the tickets. And he tells me he hasn't even started yet because of Mike Fraser, the judge, is forming a letter that they send out to the people that receive the ticket. So I don't know what the delay is. Dan seems to think he's right. He's trying to figure out the right wording because of OCA. So I just wanted to bring you aboard on that because I wanted to know how the process was going, and it actually is not going. So
Maybe they
hopefully
should
Mike will get that.
contact Plattekill and see what their letter says.
Use
their process.
It's a process because, that letter goes out with the ticket and then it says, well, if you want to contact, if you plead guilty or you want to contact the special prosecutor, here's the email, and that's the whole process. So that letter goes out with the summons, and then those people contact Dan, and then the clock starts ticking. Well, that letter hasn't been formulated as of yet, according to Dan.
Right. I'm just suggesting that if Plattekill has been using this process, maybe we could just mimic it and move things along. That's all. Just a suggestion.
Well, it's a good suggestion. I mean, I'll talk to Scott, see what we could do and see if we could help Mike move this along. Okay, Scott?
Yeah. Did they actually give us any time frame? Did he say anything about the time frame of when they possibly might be able to reopen again? Or they haven't even got that far yet?
I haven't got that far. I guess
All right.
OCA still has them closed because of COVID.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have a few correspondence. So the first correspondence is from Donald Fredericks Jr. Dear Mr. Alonji, I am writing to notify you of my resignation from my position as mechanic at the town of Marlborough Highway Garage. My last day will be Friday, February the 12th, 2021. I enjoyed being a part of the crew this past 6 years. I wish you and the company all the best, and that's from Donald Fredericks. Moving on. Thank you, Donald. I mean, 6 years, I think you just did a great job, and you represented the town in many ways, especially during that time of the incidents with the oil truck flipping over. Your heroism is well noted, and we're going to miss you. So
That's a big loss from the highway department. He's a great guy, good mechanic. Wow.
They all get along, yeah. They're like family.
Yep.
He's moving up north, that's what I heard.
Yeah. But he's a really good guy, really good mechanic. He's a really good. That's good. That's a hard hit.
Yeah. So the other one I have is dated February the 4th, 2021. It says, Dear Supervisor and board members, I just wanted to express our thanks for the fantastic snow removal done on Breezy Heights in Marlborough. It was a very professional job and we appreciate it. And that's from John and Diane Casullo, Casullo. Well done, John. And finally, I don't know if you can see this. This is, let me see if I can. Oh, yeah. So this was from Senator Skoufis. And what it is from the New York State Senate. It's kind of tough with this, but I'm trying to get it. Well, anyhow, it's in recognition of our trail. So thank you very
Nice.
much. He was at the grand opening, but he didn't have this recognition certificate of recognition, Marlborough Nature Trail, Town of Marlborough, celebrating your ribbon cutting ceremony. And that's from James Scoofus. Thank you very much, Senator Scoofus. So that's all I have for correspondence. So moving forward.
I hear you, sir.
So, any public comments on the any public comments period, I guess. Without that being said, no public comments. I'd like to go with the resolutions. This time I'm going to finish the resolutions before I get off.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Okay, so the first resolutions, the introduced local law of the year 2021 to amend section 2 of the local law number 2 of 2015, which is determinates planning board members. So as you know, we've been talking about this in length. We went from a 5 to a 7. Some of the board members would prefer if we went, had a board member be reappointed every year. That's one every year, so a term of 7 years. The consensus of most of the board is to keep it at 5 years and to get everything on track, to waive 2 planning board members. And so therefore, instead of having 4 appointees in 1 year, we'll have 2 the most in 1 year. So in essence, that's what the resolution is about. And I'm sure everybody read it.
This is one of those ones where you gotta like propose it and it's gotta be seconded by
Second.
someone else,
Yeah,
right?
so I need somebody to supervise and proposes the following. And second by
I'll second it. Councilman Corcoran.
Councilman Corcoran.
And
And
who's gonna?
so this is the introduction of this law. My understanding is it does not have to go to a referral for the county. So let me just put it in context and just read the so it's a local law of the town of Marlborough County. Basically, introduce the following proposed local law to be known as local law. We don't have a number yet entitled, we don't have a local law of the town of Marlborough, Ulster County, New York to amend section 2 of local law number 2 of 2015, being enacted by the town board of town of Marlborough, that the town code is amended as follows. Section 1, section 2 of local law number 2 of 2015 is amended to read as the following, as follows. Additions are underscored and deletions are stricken. Section 2, the purpose of this local law is to increase the membership of the town of Marlborough Planning Board from a 5-member to a 7-member, each of whom shall serve a term which ends at the end of the calendar year. Which is stricken out is the 2 additional members shall be first appointed by resolution of the town board. Each planning board term shall expire after 5 years. So that's what's been stricken out. The terms of office of members of the planning board shall recommence of the effective date of this local law and expire as follows. The term of 1 member shall expire on, let's see. I do. Sorry about that. It didn't print out what I wanted it to print out. getting there. Okay. The term of office of members of the planning board shall recommence on the effective date of the local law and expire as follows. The term of one member shall expire on December the 31st, 2021. The term of one member shall expire on December 31st, 2022. The term of one member shall expire on December 31st, 2023. The terms of two members shall expire on December the 31st, 2024. The terms of two members shall expire on December the 31st, 2025. That's where the two members come in, where we used to have is 4 members come in. Nightmare. The persons appointed for the foregoing term shall be designated by the town board at the expiration of the term of each member. Such member shall be reappointed or his or her successor shall be appointed for a term of 5 years. Each incumbent member of the planning board whose term of office was shortened by the town board in accordance with this local law and who has informed the town board in writing that he or she wishes to continue in office following the expiration of his or her shortened term and who is in good standing at the time of the expiration of his or her shortened term will be exempt from the provisions of the town of Marlborough. Appointed persons interviewed and appointed procedure adopted on September 22nd, 2008, which procedure shall be waived in connection with the reappointment of each such incumbent member for a successive 5-year term. And pursuant to Section 22 of New York State Municipal Home Rule Law, the provisions of this law are intended to supersede any inconsistent provisions of state and local law, including those of the following sections of New York State Town Law governing planning board town law, Section 271. Section 3, this local law shall be effected upon filing with the Secretary of State. Supervisor Lanzetta advises the town board that pursuant to the municipal home rule law of the state of New York, it will be necessary to hold a public hearing upon this law. And he offers the following resolution, was seconded by Councilman Corcoran, who moved its adoption. So we put out a notice of the public hearing. And Colleen, you usually do that. Great job.
Yes, it will go in the paper on Wednesday.
Okay. And so that's the story, gentlemen. So that's what I have. I know Councilman Baker is not too happy with that, but it's a compromise. So, Colleen, you want to pull the board on this resolution, please?
Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
Say yes, Ray.
He said yes.
I heard him. Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Baker.
No.
And I don't think Alan's here anymore, right?
No.
Nice.
Okay. Moving forward. Thank you, gentlemen. I'm not going to read this whole thing. This is a short-term rental. Like I said, myself and the building inspector, Tom Corcoran, has been working on this. I think it's exactly what we want. It has a site plan. It has a short form site plan. So I think if you read it, and I hope you all did read it, it really, I was actually reading Red Hooks, and it's similar to Red Hooks. So it's a little unusual, but I think entails everything that we want. Basically, Tom, jump in when you want. Basically, if you have a home and you have other buildings on that lot or next to your home, you can have a short-term rentals as long as it has owner occupancy. In other words, it's been certified by the building department that it's livable, it has all the right things, all the amenities and everything else in it. And it also, if you have a house and you have an adjoining house or something, maybe 2 houses down the road or across the street, you could also use that as a short-term rental. Now, the process is you have to go, first of all, to the planning board. Or first of all, you have to go to Tom as the gatekeeper. Then it goes to the planning board. The planning board looks at it. Of course, you have to do the 550, which is the fee, the application fee, and then 750 for the escrow. And then you go through the process, and the planning board has waiver privileges here. And so this way, if they get bogged down in something or they don't think it's something that that is needed, they could waive it. But you have to read it. It's not implicit that they could waive everything. And you move forward, and then after that, after you get the planning board approval, then you go and we get an application. So the application part is what myself and Tom have been talking about, and about fees and about having fire inspection and other inspections. And I was hoping that the introduction to this law will pass this law this evening, and then we'll move forward and talk about the application and the monies at the workshop meeting, because basically this does have to go to a referral to the county. So it'll be a while before this becomes law. Anything else, Tom? I mean, we're trying to streamline it so this way people don't have to spend a lot of money. And I think in some cases this helps people pay their taxes and stuff that. So we don't want to make it cumbersome for them. But they have to go through the planning process. And one of the reasons too is hopefully it'll be a 2-shot deal. The first shot deal, the planning board, hopefully everybody has everything they needed according to what this law provides. They get in front of the planning board. The second shot is the public hearing, is which to notify the neighbors of what's going on. That's the main thrust of a lot of this, right? So this way it keeps the dignity of the district intact. And there's also provisions when the applications, like 3 strikes are out, this whole other thing. So you want to add anything more to that, Tom?
Hoping the planning board will use its discretion, because I didn't love the idea of to scale, which Mr. Garofalo included into this, because again, to scale means almost that somebody's gonna have to go spend $3,000 to do a survey on their property to tell me where their garbage can is. So I didn't like that. I didn't write that into mine. And all of a sudden to scale came in, and I know Mr. Garofalo had brought that to light. So I'm hoping the planning board members here and moving forward that we don't make this a full-blown survey that's going to cost our applicants $3,000 to tell me that the garbage can is 2 feet from the property line.
Right.
To scale, I thought was irrelevant, especially when we're talking about a property that is being used inside. Not really worried about the outside of the property, but he wants to scale outside.
So Tom, that's the term you're using, the mini site review, which is a new term, right?
Right.
Right, and that's
right. So he's got this mini site review, but within that, if you see in the resolution, if you read it, there's one where it says they want everything to scale.
Mm-hmm.
So why? I mean, again, I brought this up in the original conversation. Is why do I have to have a survey of the property to know that my house is 20 feet from the property line when I'm doing a bed and breakfast and I'm working inside the house? I want to know that the garbage can is 5 feet from the.
Right. The main thing would be parking, I would think, right? And
it's a minor site. It's a minor site plan, right?
Right.
So,
which is a new term, and we're only introducing it here for this particular short-term rental situation, right?
Right.
Many sites,
which is fine, but again, to scale is in there as part of the applicant's checklist. He's got to supply to the planning board a exterior to scale site plan.
So what you could use a graph paper with a piece of paper and pencil to scale, I suppose, but That's kind of what you're hoping for.
That's my,
Mhm.
there you go. That's what I'm putting out here tonight to the planning board members who are here and moving forward. That to scale will be acceptable, that an individual gets to draw it out, and not to scale as a planning board would define in a normal situation. The planning board is going to define to scale as a survey,
Right.
which was my main concern with Mr. Garofalo's comment back in the day when we discussed this, that to scale was irrelevant to me because we're working inside.
Right.
To scale, you're right, parking, the only thing on that we're asking for is where are the parking spots and potentially where's the garbage disposal can going to be. So I mean,
the
to
minor,
scale,
so the minor site plan application requirements, the application requirements shall include, but not limited to the following. Submission of an application for minor site plan approval on forms described therefore and payment of the required fee established by the town board. The narrative description of the proposed project, addressing its scope of operations, purpose, justification, impact on the immediate area of the town in general, including the following: the address of the site, the name of the applicant, site zoning, the name of the proposed business, if applicable, description of the existing site and use, a description of the intended site development and use, anticipated impact of service, that's traffic, water, and sewer, the impact of adjoining property, noise, visual, drainage, and other, the proposed gross floor area, the number of parking spaces, the number of employees, if applicable, hours of operation. A site plan outlined, the proposed design is clearly legible, scale shown. But
there we go.
that's the one.
Boundary lines of the property. Boundary lines of the property, when you do a design clearly legible to scale and you want the boundary lines of the property, is a survey by planning board definition, if I'm a planning board member.
And so a site plan outlining the proposed design in clearly legible scale, that's a little confusing, right?
Yeah, that could get
Not
expensive.
confusing. It's exactly what it says. It says he wants address of the property. I don't care. But then 2 is he wants boundary lines of the property to scale. That's a survey by planning board definition.
Right.
I never liked it to start with. And I'm hoping the planning board members here and moving forward are going to be
Why
not
don't we
as
just strike it?
stringent
Why don't
on
we
that.
strike that out?
And-
Strike that out.
Yeah, we could take it out.
Take it out,
So
so we
if
don't
it's
have,
that
so we don't have to worry
confusing,
about.
Where a site plan outline, so C, site plan outline proposed design is clearly legible, scale showing, address of the property, leave in, boundary lines of the property. Is that something that we want? I think so. We
That's
want
the-
the boundary lines?
That becomes a survey, I think his point is,
Okay,
Yeah.
and that
So-
becomes expensive.
I don't mind if they draw the boundary lines, but if you're going to strike anything, it would be clearly legible scale.
That's what I mean.
Right?
Just take
Because
out
if you're
that
saying
one-
you
that
want
one
a
phrase.
clearly legible scaled,
you're talking
property
about the
line.
surveyor.
You're
Right.
talking about a survey when you want a scaled property line.
Well, so-
And Manny and Bobby and those are the guys, and even Dave, even being on the zoning board. If I'm mistaken, if you read that, a clearly legible scale of the boundary property lines, am I not asking for a survey? I'll defer to you guys.
I don't know if you would, a lot of people probably do have their survey map of their property, probably.
Absolutely not. 110% no.
No,
I'm
just asking.
Not a current one or something.
You have a copy of my survey in the building permit file. Do you have a copy of the survey in my building permit file? 100% no. When you purchase a home, it's not required to have a survey done of your home.
Okay.
You buy my house from 1990, it was built. You're not required to get a survey. So there are no
Really?
surveys.
Well, I know for myself, when I bought something, I got a survey to see what I bought. But
Yeah, but you
You
don't,
incurred the cost.
but the cost is prohibitive then. That's
Yeah.
the problem, yeah.
so what I'm saying here, let's address this right now. So Address of the property is good, boundary lines of property not needed, right?
I don't care if the boundary lines are there. I don't like the word clearly legible
So, all right,
scale.
so site plan outlining the proposed design, period.
Yeah, design showing.
Site plan claiming.
Listen,
the
you got
proposed
two planning board
design
members and a
showing,
zoning board
and that's
member
it.
here.
Just after design, I'll just put
I don't mind
showing,
them showing.
Right,
right? A site plan outline the proposed design showing, period.
right. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's correct.
Okay,
Then
then
leave
you
the
just
property
have the
line. I don't
rest.
mind them. Yeah.
that's what I said. So we could make that amendment to this resolution.
I'll make
If
an
you're good
amendment
with
to the
that, that's the-
resolution. I'll make amendment to the resolution, letter C, to
Right.
state a site plan outline, the proposed design showing, period. Or,
Hold on,
Any
and
second?
then all the
Yeah.
other things under it is, should probably be there, but they don't have to probably get a full-blown, you
yeah, that,
know, engineering drawing.
We don't need it. We don't, that's the minor, that's the idea of a minor site.
Right,
that's
a
the
minor
idea
one,
of a
right.
minor subdivision. So we take that out. We made an amendment to the resolution. Scott made the amendment. I need a motion. I need
Ed seconded it. Ed,
all in
Ed
favor?
seconded it.
So moved. Could you make that note, Colleen, please? So
Yes, I have it
that-
there. Yep, to
And
take
then-
out in clearly legible scale.
Okay. Is there anything else?
I also need a second for this resolution, like we did in the last one.
Yeah, so
oh, and
I
then-
just did.
Scott
I
Parker.
just did.
You seconded the last one. You guys second this second one?
yeah, inside the resolution, I'll
And so-
second it.
Yeah.
Ed seconded the change. I'll second.
Board, yeah.
Yeah,
So let me get this right. I want to make a comment. So for this STR for the application, it's not going to be required like the rest of the application has to be done by a professional designer. That's not going to be
No.
a requirement, correct?
That's why we're calling it a minor site plan.
So this is what goes from your mini site plan, I heard,
No,
Ours.
it's called minor.
minor site plan. Okay.
Yeah.
Minor site plan. So, okay,
yes.
okay.
So it's
So right now,
streamlined.
every single form that we're drafting has to be done by professional designer or a professional engineer. And I'm thinking that an applicant should be also allowed, not just a professional I might be getting ahead of myself, but
You are.
let me stop. So
This is a minor. We're not touching the major site plan. This
no,
is a
no,
minor. This is to get
What-
somebody in and out in like 2 sessions.
what I'm saying, Al, not to take a lot of your time, is
No,
that
you're not
we're-
taking my time.
but a lot of the things that we are redrafting, where we're doing, all applicants
I
starts
understand
out
that.
have to be done with it. But we're trying to like you said, streamline some of them. So if we're going to start to doing that, we should be, soft on some of those requirements for a topic for another day.
That's right. Okay. So.
Hey,
what I'm
Tommy,
saying-
Tommy, are you comfortable with this?
Yeah, Bobby, I wrote it. It's
Looked at
good.
for,
Okay.
we looked at it for 3 months now, Bob. I'm surprised he came up with this one. If I known about it, I would took care of it. Anyhow, okay, so, yeah. So we're trying to, everything like you said, Manny, and congratulations to the planning board trying to streamline the sightline plan, with the checklist and everything. I think that's just great. So we're trying to move forward. We're trying to do a streamline for a lot line change. We're going to try to do a streamline now for a minor site plan for people that want to do short-term rentals. So that's the whole purpose, to get people in and out of the planning board so they don't have to spend a lot of money. So if we do our job right, and it's up to also the applicant to make sure that all his stuff is there for the planning board. So We're
Yeah.
moving forward, so I think it's a great thing. So,
And these are part of the things, Manny and Bobby and Jeff and guys on there that us as a board, when we were talking about in our discussions in that one meeting about the planning board process, these are the things that we can help you guys hopefully make that process easier for you and the applicant. So as we can change some of these codes and laws that make the process easier, hopefully people understand we're not in there trying to make their lives difficult. We're trying to make it as seamless possibly for the applicant. So, you know, these are part of the changes that we're going through, right? So.
Well taken.
so also, we've got to put out a notice, so that notice will take a while. Like I said, it has to go in front of the Ulster County Planning Board, that referral. And we've got a full-blown environmental assessment form that I'll have to sign. And so we'll find out, like in a month or so, where we stand on this resolution. But meanwhile, we have to adopt it and introduce it. So you want to pull the board, Colleen, please?
Yes, Supervisor Lanzetta,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli.
You hear him?
Molinelli,
Pick up, Ed.
say yes?
He said yes.
Okay. Councilman Corcoran,
Yes.
Councilman Baker,
Yes, we're opening this for public review now, right? Public hearing, right?
Yes.
Yes, yes, I agree, and I thank you, everyone who worked on this.
Thank you.
Alan's here now, I think.
Alan.
Yeah, here.
back? Oh, I didn't know you were back, Alan. Alan, Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Okay. Great.
Alan, do you want to vote on the last resolution as well? Now that you're
Yes.
back?
Yes.
You say yes
Yeah.
to the last one? For the local law? Okay, thank you.
Just so, yeah,
Okay. And like I
the meeting
said,
ran a little late.
we got everything now for that resolution to move forward. So, like I said, that we'll schedule the public hearing for the next meeting, and we'll keep it open until we get the referral from county.
Yep.
So moving forward, we have the next resolution for the bonds for Bayside construction. Those bonds are needed to finalize the site, the subdivision. And so those bonds are dictated by the engineer of Mazer, and our engineer, Pat Hines, came up with the amount for the performance bonds. So for the stormwater performance bond is $671,832. Construction performance bond is $1,896,748. Landscape performance bond is $168,882. Town road performance bond is $747,852.85. Town board hereby sets the initial deposit amount for 4 inspection fees as follows. Stormwater and inspection fees, 2%, $13,936.64. Inspection fees are $37,934.96, that's 2%. Landscaping inspection fees, 2%, that's $3,377.64. Town road inspection fee is 6%, is $44,871.17. And the project sponsors shall execute and deliver to the town a performance bond with appropriate security for each of the above referenced bond in form acceptable to the attorney for the planning board. And the foregoing resolution was duly put to a vote, which results as follows.
Zeta,
Yes.
Councilman Molinelli,
Hear him?
Councilman Molinelli,
Say it louder, Ed.
Yes.
say yes.
Yes. He said.
Okay.
I don't know why you
Councilman
can't hear him.
Warren,
Yes.
I can't hear him.
I don't know
Councilman
why.
Baker,
Yes.
Councilman Koenig.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I didn't leave you without any resolutions, so we got by that. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate all your hard work. And one final thing, where are you, Al? You in Montgomery?
In his truck.
I was. Now I'm in my truck driving home.
Would you like to say anything?
Just in time.
Yeah, I was gonna
Before you get home?
probably bring up what Coach Andy Reid, what Andy Reid probably wanted to ask for in the third quarter, and that's a motion to adjourn this meeting, but not the game.
I need a second.
I second it.
Okay. And Bob, before we go, did Lenny Kahn ever contact you about the cooler?
Who?
Lenny Kahn about the cooler?
What cooler are you talking about, Al?
Talking about Kahn's new warehouse?
Nope, I haven't heard nothing from anybody, and that's Milton's fire district. They should be contacting the Milton fire chief.
I'll talk to you later. Off the
Okay,
record. Thanks.
okay.
Okay, everybody. Thank you very much.
Okay.
All right.
Take care.
Bye.
All right.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
All right.
Good night.
Thanks.
Good night, everybody.
Yep. Hey, Tom, I gotta give you a call tomorrow about something else.